heat. Hades heat. Friendship, lots, and camaraderie.
Well said. Yeah, with that said, two men that have served our well, I guess not our country. They both probably served the U.S. of A. Probably doesn't make Jake like them anymore, but...
well, we're not saying they're in top three. I'm just saying.
So we got John Matrix versus Kyle Reese. John Matrix, of course, the lead actor, the lead character, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. And we have Kyle Reese, the hero, the man sent from the future to protect Sarah Connor and to conceive John Connor, who would be the savior, potentially, of the world. And
don't bring up Darth Vader. Don't bring up Darth Vader.
I hate dark fate with the passion of 1,000 fire-breathing dragons, but I won't get into that today.
Yeah. The drizzling shits.
The drizzling shits. But this is T1. And I've said this, I am in the minority because I love Terminator 2. And I know how much you love Terminator 2.
My favorite movie of all time.
I actually like Terminator 1 better. And that's not a slight to T2.
No.
It's like...
Terminator 1 was phenomenal.
I loved Terminator 1. I guess I'll go first.
Sure.
Yeah, so this one, if this was a popularity vote, both these guys would go very far for me.
You think so?
Well, it's popularity. If
John Matrix?
If I like somebody...
Kyle Reese?
Sorry, Jake, I don't like them.
No, you can like them, but if it's a popularity contest, Matrix for sure. Commandos.
How can you tell me who I would find more popular?
Well, I'm just suggesting. I'm lobbying that Matrix would be more popular. I'm lobbying on Matrix's behalf.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I feel, but that actually kind of brings the point that I want to make. Which I feel like the Kyle Reese character is he's criminally underrated in the pantheon of 80s heroes. And I think the reason for that is Terminator is just, it's kind of the movie that is regarded as the one that put Arnold on the map.
Yeah.
So when you hear Terminator, you immediately think Arnold.
Yeah.
It's a young James Cameron who also went on to massive things. Linda Hamilton was incredible in the franchise. And then Terminator 2 came. And for most people, it just completely overshadowed everything Terminator 1 did. So this Kyle Reese character kind of got forgotten a little bit.
I agree. I don't know how you compete with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
You can't. It's in the same movie.
But the Kyle Reese character was awesome. I mean, the Terminator is this unstoppable, jacked force of nature. And then you've got Kyle Reese, and he's a lean dude. He keeps himself in shape. And
do we ever see him with his shirt off?
Oh, he's lean. He's cut, man.
Are we assuming?
He's
or
cut.
have we seen him with his shirt off?
He's not jacked, but he's kind of...
He's cut.
Yeah.
It's like a chubby fit, maybe? Skinny.
No.
Skinny.
He's like
dad
bod skinny.
Think Brad Pitt in Fight Club, but maybe a little less, but less cut, but like lean, like a Chris.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, probably a CrossFitter. Yeah.
No.
This was the 80s. There was no like garbage. Garbage in the 80s.
It's just bodybuilding and steroids. That's it, or nothing.
Anyway, Kyle Reese was he knew his lot. He knew his lot in life, right? He knew his job was to go in there, basically get Sarah Connor pregnant, keep her alive.
He didn't know that was his job to get her pregnant.
That's not a bad mission.
He didn't know it was his job to get her pregnant. That's just what happened.
Did his commanding officer give him that mission?
John sent it back. He didn't say, go back and fuck my mum. He didn't say that. At no point in the script does it say that. No point. I don't know what kind of version did you download the wrong version?
I like that mission. I think that's a good mission.
He clearly knew that
there might be a version of that out there.
He knew he was John Connor's father. He knew this because he would have seen the picture anyway.
So he probably flew back just to fuck her, not to fight the Terminator.
It's very possible.
He probably forgot about that part of the mission.
It's very
more
possible.
focused on making a baby. And then he realized, fuck, I gotta fuck.
Oh,
I gotta read. I gotta call my boss. This is...
You know what? Anyway,
We're gonna send you back through time. Yeah. You're gonna fuck my mom. This is her. Oh yeah. That's all.
And when you get a chance, read the fine
He goes
print.
through the time machine. By the way, you're gonna find Terminator. Bye. See ya. Kick him through.
But Kyle Reese, he puts up a hell of a fight in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's tough as nails. John Matrix.
Well,
John Matrix. Somewhere there's a university professor in like liberal arts who is just so horrifically offended by the John Matrix character, because the John Matrix character is just he's this perfect jacked alpha male who's always got a witty line and just everything that was right with the 80s.
Yeah.
I love the John Matrix character. He's the baddest man in the room. He's the funniest man in the room. He's the strongest man in the room. And I see these two guys going at it. For me, I don't think that it's too close of a fight. But what I will say is this. I think that Matrix, he lands his bombs. And maybe 95% of the world gets hit 3 times by John Matrix and they're dead. I think Kyle Reese kind of slowly gets up. Maybe when nobody else would have. John Matrix kind of gives him a look of respect, like, all right, down again. Gives him a nod. I give Kyle Reese that. I give Kyle Reese getting up one more time when most men wouldn't. But, John Matrix is going to be freaking hard to beat in this tournament. And I think as we progress further, I'll probably discuss why more.
Yeah.
But in round 1 here, if you guys have seen Commando at home, you know that this dude is a force. John Matrix for the win.
Yeah. 1-0, John Matrix. If you guys haven't seen Commando, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It's one of the greatest 80s action movies of all time, and I say that without hyperbole. It's phenomenal, and it's Arnold at his very best. Some of the best one-liners, some of the best action, over the top,
It's just
just ridiculous, gratuitous 80s violence.
so I got a good what if. So what if the commanding officer, like, say Kyle Reese was busy doing something else or he's on leave or whatever, and the commanding officer is like, John Matrix, I need you to go back in time, make it sweet to Sarah Connor, to create a little John Matrix baby, to then fight you as a cyborg. And hell, that would be a hell of a movie. Hey, you couldn't figure out who was who.
You could.
And then you find out that the T-800 was based on a version of John Matrix.
And then the little baby comes out all jacked like Schwarzenegger. He's just like he's small, right? And that'd be a hell of a movie.
Yeah. It'd be a fantastic movie, Jake. But do you really think that Sarah Connor would want to mate with the very thing that was trying to kill her?
Well, I know, like they look alike, but
I think that would be putting Linda Hamilton in a pretty compromising position.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you really thought this out.
Oh, I think she'd be all for it, and she'd make the Terminator jealous.
And what is young Connor's name? John.
Oh.
What is Matrix's name?
John. Maybe that is what happened. And maybe that's why Kyle Reese was so angry.
This is getting freaky, man. Like,
you gotta get the tinfoil out. I gotta wrap it around my head quick here.
You know what?
Some conspiracy.
80s heat, guys. We go deep.
This is why you gotta let Jake talk sometimes, because every now and then he blows your mind.
There you go.
With his Jake logic.
Jake logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little tidbit for you to chew on.
Yeah.
Digest that.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, it's probably fully digested now.
It's digested. Okay. Who's next?
Well, you are.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You started talking, and then Jake started going off about how Sarah Connor wants to have sex with Terminator, and
Well, she probably does, because girls, ladies like the bad boys, right? Aren't I told that? And Sarah Connor, for sure, probably likes the
Do you
bad
think
boys.
the Terminator could get it up though, or is it just like a?
Oh, he'd have a robot, a robo
I don't
erection.
think
I've never thought about it before, but like Jake just put that in my head.
I don't
Of course
think-
he did.
No, that the Terminator has no sexual feelings whatsoever. Its job is to kill.
Yeah,
No, but would it not have a function? No, that would be a pointless function.
there would probably
It
be
doesn't have to urinate. It doesn't have to get hard.
But I'll bet he does have one. I'll bet he does, because remember in Terminator 2,
Where the chick in
the
the bar
chick
was
gives
like,
him one of those.
"Oh,
That's right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yes,
yeah."
the Terminator does have.
How useful it is, we don't know.
But I bet there's probably a countdown feature. So it's like before the rocket ship blasts off in the air. If the Terminator's doing his thing, then he gives the lady a heads up, like 3, 2, 1,
Heads up.
blast off, right? And then, so most ladies would appreciate that, right? So
Your job was good. Your joke was good, but Jake's kind of blows.
there, well done, well done.
Anywho, yeah, Kyle Reese versus John Matrix. I usually make notes for these things. I haven't this time, basically because
The real Ian would have seen this whole clone thing. It's not the real.
Jeez, well, no, he's drinking his Pilsner cheap beers, so
That's
it's
what the
definitely-
clone Ian would want you to think.
yeah, there you go. You just never know these days. I'm the Chinese Ian Wood. No, I won't do it. But you know it. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Wow, you're going to have to edit your own self.
I know. That's not getting edited. I don't edit myself. Okay. Well, we've never seen... I respect everything you said.
Thank you.
And you know what? I'm like you. I love Kyle Reese. Michael Bihn's performance in that, yeah. The character of Kyle Reese was phenomenal. It was your perfect 80s hero. We never saw him fight, though. We saw him in the future, a little bit, fighting his gun, right? Shooting his gun. And then the All Future Wars thing. He fights the Terminator, but he does so with weapons. He kind of whacks it around the head a couple of times with a metal pole. We don't see him, and this is no fault of Kyle Reese. I've no doubt he's a soldier. I've no doubt he has some combat skills, but we don't see him go hand to hand with a human. Which we have to go with the evidence, right? And I don't see him fight. And it might be like he's a soldier, yes, but there might be. Don't forget, it's the world's at the brink of destruction. This is like
apocalypse.
It's like an apocalypse.
A judgment day, if you will.
It's a judgment day.
Oh,
It is an extinction level event, right? And at that point, it's the resistance, like the human army. It's like it's all hands to the pump kind of thing. So it might be like national service. Every able-bodied person, grab a weapon, grab some armor, get in. Here you go, right? So Kyle Reese, Kyle Reese might actually not be that skilled as a fighter, and we never really see that.
We know he's a skilled soldier, but we don't.
We know, yeah, exactly. But he might just be good with firearms because at the end of the day, he's only a soldier because of this resistance thing.
Just be careful, because this guy is saving everything that you're saying right now for the next time Dutch comes in.
Right, so we had a bit of a technical issue there. We're going to get back to it right away. So I'm just going to finish my thoughts on Kyle Reese and John Matrix. Yeah, so we've never really seen Kyle Reese fight a human hand to hand. He attacks the T-800, the cyborg, with weapons, We've seen
It's
him.
really all he would.
We've seen him use guns, but that's the point. He was brought up in that future war, right, and trained to fight robots. You're not going to necessarily train jiu-jitsu or boxing or anything like that or hand-to-hand combat when you're up against Terminators.
Agreed. So
I don't know that he's got a lot of hand-to-hand combat experience and or training, and we have to go by the evidence. So yeah, we know that John Matrix is ridiculously skilled, ridiculously powerful, like superhumanly powerful. We spoke about that in the Rambo versus
Yeah, he beat up that guy with the dad bod and the chainmail.
Yeah.
Yep. He eats green berets for breakfast.
For breakfast, yeah. I don't even think it's close based on what we know. Just sheer genetics alone, like John Matrix is just ridiculous. He's tall, he's jacked, he's massive. He rips phone boxes out of the ground with someone inside, shakes it and throws it.
He broke a dude's neck whilst sitting in a plane.
So do you think that while he was ripping the phone booth out of the ground with the guy, and you think his phone call ended?
Yeah.
Or did he carry on with the phone call? And just, sorry honey, it's a little loud in the background here.
I'm going to guess the phone call ended, Jake.
Yeah, they probably didn't have the cellular technology yet. But
No.
not in the 80s.
Yeah, so yeah, to cut it short now then, to end it, John Matrix for the win. I think John Matrix is just too big, quick, skilled, powerful. I think he could break Kyle Reese's neck like this, and I think he would in a fight to the death. He's clearly the most skilled and strong, dominant combatant. Yeah, John Matrix.
How do you... I'll leave it. Okay. I'll leave it for another round.
I think John Matrix beats the shit out of Kyle Reese like a 13-year-old boy would beat his meat.
Yeah.
That's all I have for you, Your Honor. No further submissions or suggestions. That is my case. I vote for John Matrix.
So you're comparing...
That was a well-put case.
Yeah. So you and I kind of try and like honor the Kyle Reese character a little bit.
Well, you can honor him.
Before gracefully kind of saying he
No.
doesn't have a chance, Jake just compares him to a dick and says he'll lose.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good analogy. Like a 13-year-old boy is going to be relentless on his little fellow there.
So
He just figured out how it works. It's probably the best moment of his life.
So Kyle Reese is getting whacked in this round.
He's getting whacked.
Getting whacked, yeah. And we don't have to have a mass debate over it.
Oh!
Come on! Come on!
That was good.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
Seat! 80 seat! Friendship, lots